Hey everyone, it's Bobby from Dig Coding here, and today I'm going to show you how to create an AI generated logo using OpenAI in Django. Let's go. Okay, before I start, if you can subscribe and click the bell so you're notified every time I add a video, and also like this video and drop me a comment because I love the feedback. So about a week ago, I released a video where I used Django to predict or suggest some animal names using ChatGPT and OpenAI. Now that repository is in GitHub. I've since extended on that and added the functionality of today's video where we are going to give OpenAI a prompt and hopefully they will send back an image based on that prompt. Okay, so my screen is opened up on OpenAI. If you go into API references, you've got a whole bunch of endpoints here that we can use using the SDK, the Python SDK that we'll be using today. What have we got? We've got images. This is what we're going to be looking at today. So create image. You can see here, creates an image given a prompt. And we've got a whole bunch of attributes here that we can use. So the prompt is the string that we're passing through to OpenAI. That is what we're telling it to create. N is an integer. That's the amount of images we will be asking for. Size of the image. We're defaulting to 1024, but you've got two other options here. So 256, let me zoom in a little bit there. 256, 512, or we're going to be using 1024. If you send anything else, you'll get an error, okay? And then you've got response format and user. Now, we're not going to be using those, but, actually, response format is URL. That's what we're going to be getting back from the response and rendering in the browser. So, if I open up the Django project, there we go. So the link to this repository will be in the description below. Like I said, in the last video, we were looking at this file, so it's home.py. So in OpenAI, in the docs, they've got a tutorial which covers Python and Flask, but there was nothing for Django, so I felt the need to build this project, albeit when I put it out last week, I dreamt the idea of coming up with a video at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I wrote the code by 9 o'clock, I recorded it by 10, and lo and behold, it was published by 12. So I didn't really flesh out the code too well. I've since refactored it a little bit. It's better now. Albeit I still haven't done any tests, but over the course of time, I'll do those. I'm just really excited to get this one out there. So I've since refactored it, and I've also changed a couple of bits, and I've added this generate logo file. So it's a new view, a new endpoint, home view. So localhost 8000 will take you to the generate the suggested names. / generate logo will take you to what we're going to be looking at today, and this is the view for that. I won't go through the whole file structure. You don't need to see that. But essentially, I've created a form. We're using Ajax on the front end to do an Ajax call to this view and respond with the image, render it in the browser. Nice and easy. So providing the form is valid, so it's just a single input field, text field, we are receiving the input from the front end. We are making the call to OpenAI using these 5 lines of code. So we're making a variable called response. OpenAI, that's from a variable up here called OpenAI.API key. So we're adding our API key to OpenAI's SDK, and then we're able to make that call. So get an API key from OpenAI, add it into your .env file, which is in the project. It's here. It's in the instructions in the README file. Once you've done that, you're golden. So the prompt is the input, so that's the string. So we're going to put something like purple and orange square logo, and maybe a couple of other options. N is the amount of images. We only want one. And the size, like I said a moment ago, 1024 is one of the standard sizes that they're expecting. If the response is fine, we send back via Ajax. So this is the success response. We say success. ChatGPT has created this logo. I should say OpenAI, but don't worry about that. And the response is keyword data, first index, and the URL of the actual image. So we get the URL, we render it into an image image element in HTML, and it should pop up. So you don't really need much more of a deep dive in Django, but please get hold of this repository and use it in your own project. Open it up in the browser. Where are we here? And if I open up Django ChatGPT demo. Okay, so like I said a moment ago, if you go to homepage, this is the breed one, so you can put bulldog. It should come up with 3 names. You can say cat, doesn't really matter. What it will do, it will remove those last 3, get a new 3, and it should It's taking a second or two there. I don't quite know what it's doing. It seems to be working. It's just a little bit slow, I think. Let's give it another go. There you go. It's just a bit, I'll go slow. When I'm recording, it slows everything down. The CPU is going off the chart. So, okay, that is the name suggestion. So if we now go to generate logo, logger. There you go, logo. So use AI to create a logo. So if we put in here, purple and orange square logo. How if I could spell? I'm going to click the generate logo. This will take a second or two, but if you look in Docker whilst it's doing it, it has received a 200. So the Ajax call is exactly what we want. We made a post request. It's now thinking about it. There we go. It's now rendered. Okay. So not exactly a logo that you'd probably want to take out the box and use for yourself. I mean, it's decent. You can change it to any, I mean, you can put whatever prompt you want, red and yellow round logo. Now you can give it up to 1,000 characters, but for the sake of a tutorial, making a call to the back end, status 200, calls OpenAI, deletes the first image, and that's slightly out of the box. So I was having this issue earlier. I don't know if there could be a more specific prompt that I can use to make sure it's always within the confounds of the 1024 pixels. But there you go. Okay, so we are actually using OpenAI to generate AI images, in this case a logo, in a Django project, which is fantastic. So that is it. Like I said, all the links to the project, the repository on GitHub will be in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell so you're notified every time I add a video, and also drop me a comment on this video and a like. I do like the feedback. It just helps me steer the channel. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.